It's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Pisces for March 2020. So guys, happy birthday if your birthday is in March, and I hope it's wonderful whatever you do, and I hope it's blessed. This reading is general, so keep in mind it may fit your situation, it may not. It can't possibly touch on everyone's situations. So take what you feel is for you on a soul level, disregard the rest, and go about your days, my friends. Know as well that no matter what messages we get from Spirit or through the cards, it's still up to you and how you integrate this, the steps you take, the choices you make, and your grassroots evolution, your active free will, baby, and that is personal power and personal freedom. And know that if you don't like the message that comes from the cards, it's up to you and how you change that. Energy can change, it is fluid, as well as this is for March, but it may resonate from something from now, the past life, or something that's just trickling into your energy field. So just be aware and discerning as well, my friends. I'm going to take a moment to ask Archangel Michael to jump in, to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, as well as Archangel Metatron, to use me as the clearest channel for the most far-reaching and for only messages for the highest good of those of us watching. And I would suggest before I get into this reading that if you are calling in your angels or guides, you also ask that they're here for only your highest good. Don't want no second-rate messages, right guys? So I'm also going to ask my team of light to join me as well, and we're going to get started. For all my subscribers, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching, everyone. It means the world to me. And if you are new to my channel, if this resonates at the end, please feel free, hit subscribe, join the journey with me, and let me encounter your energy more often. It'd be wonderful to have you along this ride. So I'm going to start off with a postcard from Spirit. Normally I would do a separate reading, a separate video just as a general one, but today I was guided to bring this in for each one of you. So let's go. This is by Colette Baron Reed as just a starting energy to be aware of. And these are channeled messages and postcards from what Spirit may want to tell you over the month, sorry, not the week, the month ahead. So for March 2020, for the sign of Pisces, please can I have one card? Thank you. And we get a beautiful fairy. I'm not sure if you can see this. Beautiful fairy sitting on flowers, kind of picking the petals off. Excuse me. They almost look like poppies here too, but they could be something else. And the message on this is be fearless. So let's see what we have here. Anything I say, if it triggers you, if it evokes an emotion, why? Why did this emotion come up? How can you use this in your conscious awareness to bring positive change in your day-to-day lives? And how can you use this to empower yourself? So, dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do I tell it like this? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that Spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you, a story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about your well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it, so make sure they're stories you are proud of. And this is so important, that when we tell others, and sometimes when we're still dealing with trauma or issues from our past, when those are still the stories we're telling about, it's time to make new ones because it's stagnant energy. So ensuring as well that the old story, if it no longer resonates, we say something like, rather than, I've been through a lot of troubling things in my life and this and this and this and this have happened, we change it to go, you know what, I've had a lot of courage in my life and I've surpassed a lot of hardships and I have overcome a lot of hurdles, and I'm very proud of who I am in this day, and all of those things have shaped me into this courageous, wonderful, vulnerable being. And I feel like remembering as well that you have active control over how you put yourself out into the world, and as you explain yourself to others, really listen to what you're saying, because is this a now truth, or is this an outdated thought process, an outdated paradigm of maybe something that says from lack mentality or not being enough, or still in this wounded warrior phase. As we move through making sure that we are proud of ourselves. So if we have been a wounded warrior, at this point we're just a warrior who's experienced things that have shaped us. And my friends, to keep going every day from that does take courage, and that is wonderful. And to allow ourselves grace in this world means that we bring forgiveness to our past, regardless of, we may still hold emotional attachments. What I'm feeling like this is trying this month to work through any old stories where an emotional attachment is there, to work through, why was this emotional attachment here? How can I move through this to tell a brand new story, one that's a lot more empowering to me? And if you are already telling empowered stories about yourself, awesome. I hope that you continue to do this and continue each and every day to realize that a new story can come. You can build on your stories always. We are always learning, we are always evolving, and day to day we can accept change into our worlds, as well as our thought processes. Sometimes it just takes one click to say, that old paradigm I was living in, that wasn't working for me, and I'm seeing things a little bit differently. I am hearing Pete the cat and the cool blue magic sunglasses. For any of you guys who like to read children's books, if you have children's books, or if you even just love Pete the cat, you know, Pete the cat is kind of blue one day, and he feels like nothing is going his way. So his friend, I don't know which friend it was, an alligator or somebody, gives him these pair of cool blue magic sunglasses to help him see things in a whole new way. You know, when he's using them, he's wearing them, he's like, hey, the sky's bright, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, I'm feeling all right. You know, here's where it's like, even if the skies are gray, you can still feel all right. You can still choose to put on those, you know, proverbial blue magic sunglasses and say, today I want to see one thing differently. So something in the past where I may not have paid attention to or noticed, pay attention and notice your surroundings, if that's one thing that we can do in our day. I'm going to put this up, and I'm going to ask a unicorn card as well. These are my son's cards, and I was very called to bring these today. So one message from the Unicorn Oracle, and this is Magical Unicorns by Doreen Virtue. The bottom of the deck is simplicity, and we have water here. You can't see the words, and I'm sorry, but put your energy into the basics, let go of excess. Drink more water and eat foods with water in them, such as fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay, taking care and nurturing ourselves, doing the simple things in this world as well. Life does not have to be so complicated to be joyous and for us to feel successful in this world. We have worth waiting for as well. Talk about your feelings. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, that you can't see it, but hello and goodbye. And for this right away is hello and goodbye to things that no longer resonate, allowing energy to move fluidly through us. You'll soon see that this change will make things better. Talk about your feelings, being vulnerable, being open. Tell a friend how you feel. You know, you see this, he's talking to this little kitten, and overhead it's talk about how you feel. When we are open and vulnerable with others, we allow creative change, and we allow the opportunity for change. And this is also collaborating, making that third energy worth waiting for. Your patience will be rewarded, and there are foxes with her and this unicorn sitting here, knowing that if there is something that you have been working on, patience is wonderful. Patience is one of those things that allows us to accept each and every moment and each and every day that things come when they're supposed to, and not to cling so tightly to certain timelines that we may have been holding on to that are just holding us back, because we're holding an expectation of what things should look like rather than what they look like now, what they can look like, and what we can do to move forward. I'm going to put those back, but water is really, really important throughout our transition to help keep ourselves hydrated, keep ourselves in our best health, as well as you know, just overall feeling good and having energy, as well as Pisces, you guys are a water sign. So this could be drinking it. This as well could be getting out if you have water that is warm enough around you to swim in, if you have access to a pool. Those kinds of things may be really, really helpful and healing for you over this month. I'm just going to pause you for a moment, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. So again, remembering, I feel like the most overall thing here was simplicity, and they're showing me one more time here too, because there's one step at a time. Lots of little steps make big dreams come true, and this is true with our patients. Love heals fear. So we have a mountain lion and a unicorn together here. The power of your love can help bullies and angry people be less afraid. This is, in its simplicity, being us, being yourself, being loving, being kind, being open, being vulnerable, being gracious, being thankful of the world around you, but just simply put, being you and allowing that energy to change others and yourself, allowing your energy to just be in this world. So one step at a time, but even if that one step is in each action that we take, choosing love over fear, choosing love for ourselves, choosing love for others, and knowing that it's not this combination, the unicorn and the mountain lion, it doesn't mean that just because this cat can do damage to the unicorn that it's going to. These are sort of our thought process as well to work through, and also to see love over fear, love over illusion as well. So I'm going to move on to the Animal Wisdom Tarot today, okay, and ask some tarot wisdom for the sign of Pisces for March, please, 2020. Thank you. So your overarching energy that we get here is the world, the universe, and unending changes throughout cycles and times, and as well as this is feeling cosmic energy and vibrations as well, and allowing that to move you. Who's hearing your song? Any of you who have ever listened to whales singing, like whale song, I think you can find it probably on YouTube. You can buy CDs about it, I know that for sure. But it's gorgeous the way these creatures make noise, and it echoes through, and they can speak to each other through the water. And this is very, very similar to the Talk About Your Feelings card as well. I feel like this time, this overall time in March, is a really great time to first off accept cosmic energy, go with the flow of the universe, and also to discuss your feelings openly and vulnerably, because this will really change your world. This is also a major arcana, so this is something that it talks about in this, the universe or the world, is the all-encompassing. What is something that every single person on this planet has, other than a heartbeat if we're still alive, and blood coursing through our veins and breath coming through our lungs, is feelings. And sometimes we repress those, we don't want to talk about those, it's not something that we feel even open to talk about. But what I'm feeling here is this, you see this hello and goodbye, really, really working through any blockages that we may have to showing our authentic self and speaking from our authentic emotions. When we have friends or family, loved ones, colleagues around us, and we are expressing ourselves and our truth vulnerably in an empowered way, other people's reactions or judgments to that, they're not your problem, so to speak. You may have friction when your feelings meet another, and there is maybe a disconnect, but that's one of those things that when we are open and honest with ourselves, we can really change our worlds, we can change the worlds of the people around us as well, and give them as well that permission almost, or show them that it is okay to be vulnerable, it is okay to express our feelings, and we don't always have to agree. But what we should do is, when other people as well are expressing their vulnerableness and their feelings to us, have an open ear. Know that this is all part of how we change the world, is our day-to-day steps. Each step we take, we get to create the world around us and the reality that we'd like to see. At the bottom, they want me to show you too, we have here the cat, and this is the High Priestess. She's been coming up a lot for me in my own personal readings, but even when I just pull cards, like, what's the energy? High Priestess is here. And this cat is really following her feminine intuition, moving with the cycles of the moon, wearing the heart on the chest, and coming heart-centered. And in this month, guys, if you do nothing else, trying to stay and remain centered and grounded in our heart space and connected to the spirit world, talking about our feelings, being connected with our emotional body as well, is really important. But this cat holds the secrets. And for me as well, this is those emotional, those vulnerable moments, those stories we tell. That's the knowledge that we hold. That's the guidance that we have. And again, if we are constantly telling other versions or how versions of other people and how they see our story, that's not truthful to us. This is maybe even taking some time with your own innate feelings, your own internal feelings, to acknowledge, this is who I am, this is where I've been, this is how I truly feel, and maybe these old narratives, they no longer serve me, but this is the new one. Also knowing that when I come heart-centered, when I come connected to my crown, when I stay grounded here, and when I keep the knowledge that I believe to be true, and I stay true to me, really changes can come in miraculous ways. As well as with this, I'm really guided to her green eyes. That seeing through the eyes of the heart, seeing through every situation, again with the eyes of the heart, talking about our feelings, remembering that love over fear heals everything, and to keep our life simple, one step at a time, that we don't have to take these giant leaps. We can just take one step at a time. So I'm going to ask one more message here. Wow. So last message that we get, if I get cut off, guys, I apologize. But you have the Four of Shells.